915. Hello, Paso. This is Sientate con Cristian. Today, I'm sitting with the one that started in the garage and is making a legacy. The one and only James Avery Pleasant II. Number 2 in the name, number 1 in the ring. Accompanying him today, his coach. Talk to me.
Number 2 in the name, number 1 in the ring. That's a new one. I haven't heard that yet.
That's a good shit.
I know, right? I'm going to have to start copying that one.
He's going to get royalties, though.
Nah, I'll give it away. You guys are my friends here.
Appreciate it, man. So you talk to us. What are you going to ask us today?
Okay, we'll start with this. Give me one El Paso moment that made you who you are today.
One El Paso moment that made me who I am today? Okay, well, I guess the day that I met Artie. I was
Desert parties.
Yeah. No, this is a PG.
Going to waters.
So I think we talked about this before, you know what I mean? Like I was 15, I was in high school, and then I had a friend. I worked at CEC Entertainment. You know, they got a bar, they got gambling, they got a stage. Have you been before, bro?
Nah, I've never been.
It's Chuck E. Cheese, man.
Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah, CEC Entertainment. It's a casino for kids. So I was like a birthday coordinator and all that good stuff. I would train all the people. They'd get a new store. I would train them. And my homie worked at Peter Piper. And so we were in wrestling and all that good stuff. And he came to me one day, said, "Hey, bro, I wanna fight. Do you want to fight?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I want to fight." And he said, "All right, let's like meet at this location." And it was like at this guy's backyard and stuff like that. And I met all these older dudes and stuff like that, and they were all fighters. And I was like, whoa. And I was in wrestling at the time, and I still kept in touch with them. But as soon as wrestling was done, I got right into it. And you know what I mean? Like, this is the course from here on out. I am now a fighter.
What was your moment first time you met him?
I kicked him in the head, and he was down. He was cool. We hung out, and he was like younger than me, and he had a lot of talent. So I was like, "Yeah, that's my dog."
Yeah.
So yeah, and we started training and stuff. And I was in college, so I was in and out. And when I came back, we started getting it like going on the regular.
He was a gypsy, man.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Where are you at now? What number are you calling me now?" It's like, he's like, "When are you coming to visit?" It'd be so random. It's like, "I'm in town." I'm like, and then I remember he's like, "All right, I'm going to stay in town." I'm like, "No, you're not. You're just getting my hopes up, bro. You're going to leave. You're going to leave." And now he stayed. And I remember too, I would tell my dad about him and stuff. I had to be like, "How's it going in the MMA training and stuff?" And I was like, "Well, there's this one guy who gives me crazy eyes. Like every time I go in and I kind of freeze up a little bit." And my dad's like, "You don't have to look him in the eyes." Like he's like, "You just look at him in the chest. Because if you know where their chest is, you know where their hips are, you know what movements are going to go." You know, and I'm like, "Oh, that's true." And then like ever since I started doing that, and then now I do crazy eyes on people. And like we got this one young buck who trains with us, and like he's starting to overcome the crazy eyes.
Yeah. Crazy eyes will kill you.
Yeah, they will. Crack kills.
You've been cheered, you've been booed. Which one taught you more about who you really are?
I was like, man, the boos suck, dude. I remember, what was that fight in Dallas?
It was in Dallas. He got booed.
Oh, I got
good.
booed. Like, I took this guy down, I got his back, and I tried to rear naked him, choke him. But he was a super, I don't know, can we say this on?
You can say whatever you want.
Okay, well, we're going to have to bleep it. But man, this motherfucker was a super bro. Like, and so he was like,
he was strong as shit.
He was strong as shit, dude. He was one of those football players that went into fighting and stuff, and everybody said he had hands. Like they was.
He didn't have hands. He had crack.
He had crack. Yeah,
he hits hard. His hands weren't
hard.
that good, but he had power behind.
Exactly. He wasn't a technical fighter, but he was a heavy hitter, and like sure enough, the fight goes, and he's throwing all these cholo punches, and I'm just like, phew, 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 and then I clinch, take him down, get his back like right away, and then I tried submitting him, but man, he just kept fighting, and he was like even punching me from the bottom and stuff, and I'm like my eyes all getting swollen and stuff. I was like, damn, this motherfucker don't give up, you know? And then like that's just pretty much how the rounds went. Like all 3 rounds was just like, you know, everyone told me don't stand up with this guy, and I was like, but I've been working on my hands. They're like, shut up, don't stand up with this guy. I was like, and so like it just kept going to the floor. I couldn't finish him, and everyone was booing, and then that's the worst feeling ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it started like in the second round, the booing.
Yeah,
and
bro.
then in the third round. Yeah. But then he still got the win, so. And that started our, it's a 6-fight win streak right now?
Yeah, it's a 6-fight win streak.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Road to 10, we know we're going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I love that. I want to start saying from the bottom of our hearts, everyone here at VP Marketing, Sun City Podcast, and Warrior Legions, we love everything you do. We love everything you do outside the ring. But most importantly, we love what you do inside the ring. Talk to me a little bit more about that. What's your favorite? Now, how does it feel to hit someone in the face? Can you describe that? A lot of people don't know what that feels like. Me, myself, I did that, horribly broke my pinky.
You punched wrong.
Yeah, like,
I mean, like we're very different people. Like we always like break up our gym into Goku and Vegeta and stuff like that. Like he's obviously the Vegeta, I'm the more Goku guy. And so I'm the type like I don't like to hurt people. As weird as it sounds, it's like I don't want to hurt people. And he's like, it feels great to hurt people.
It's like a drug, dude. It's the best drug you can take when you knock someone out.
It was like
You just put him to sleep. It's like a drug that when you take it, it's like, damn, I need another hit. It's a solid feeling.
yeah.
And he's been kicking people in the head and shit like that, and knocking them out with this, but he needs to get them with the hands, bro. It's like when you sleep them with the hands, it's a good feeling.
Right.
It's a great feeling. It's like go away and wake up in a bit, and we'll talk then. But yeah, dude, it's great.
Yeah, the kicks are a little different because it's like with the kicks, you don't even have to put too much like power or oomph in it. It's just like as long as you get them like at that
Like
right like
land.
moment and at the right spot, and it's just like a flick. You know what I mean? And then you see him go dizzy and all that stuff. Like I knocked out my last guy, but everyone's like, "Oh, you knocked him out with that 1-2," and I was like, "No, he was already rocked from the kick." You know what I mean? The kicks are just that's my jam right there. You know what I mean?
okay.
I first started out in karate when I was 6, and then I did taekwondo when I was 15. And then I did wrestling when I was 10. But when it comes to the stand-up, I guess I do have a little more of that like karate kind of style. But primarily I was in wrestling, and primarily I did jits. So I'm more of like floor is my bread and butter, but you know, little by little, always working on everything, right? Got to work at everything.
100% being versatile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
Kick. You ever worried about how's that feel on your shin?
It doesn't feel good, man.
Most people can't even, when I think of a shin kick, I'm picturing a razor scooter just straight to the ankle.
Yeah, no. When I like, cause I've coached kids before, I've coached adults before and stuff like that. When it comes to the kicks, I'm always, especially if they don't have shin guards, I'm like, take it slow. People never listen. It's like the beginners are always the worst. They're the most dangerous people on the mat. I'll go up and I'll be like, hey, be safe and take it easy on them. And then they're like, and I'm talking to the beginner, and they're like, it's my first day. And I'm like, you're the most dangerous person because it doesn't take much to hurt somebody.
You know what you're doing.
And it's always the same people, like, and I'm like, take it like 50%. I am going 50%. And all hyperventilating and stuff. I'm like, you're obviously not going 50%, bro. Like, but
Spaz out.
yeah, the spazzes are the worst, bro. They spaz and elbow you and stuff, and that's when the evil eye comes in, and it's like, dude, I was trying to be nice, but now I want to kill you. You know what I mean?
When the cage door locks and it's just your breath, sweat, and heartbeat, what part of you still gets scared?
What part of me still gets scared?
Hands, feet, I don't know, is it a mind thing?
I think it's probably more mental than anything for most people, because if you've been training every day, you've been doing everything every day, a lot of guys are so skilled, and I've seen it with everybody, including myself, like at practice, they're just so phenomenal. They're just amazing. And then they get in the ring and then, the nerves kick in, and it's kind of just like you don't want to mess up so bad that you're kind of restricting yourself from being at your full potential.
100%. Is there anything you do, a mantra, something that, before that tries to put you in that mindset?
Yeah, I have my coach's voice being like, "Don't be a bitch."
Don't be a
Best
pussy.
words of advice.
We call him our benefactor, the guy that we train at his spot or whatever, and he's just like,
Hands by Manny.
hands by Manny. Unless I do bad, that was hands by James. But he's always like, "Don't be a pussy, man." And he'll be like, "He's got a soul of a pussy, man." His soul is like, so, damn.
The dude sleeps in back and takes it easy.
Yeah.
So we wake him up probably like 3 or 4 fights. He's been headlining main event, co-main event the last couple of fights.
Oh,
So
nice.
basically, we get there real early. The dude goes to sleep. I go and do my shenanigans, and then probably like 4 fights away, gets his hand wrapped. We go through the warm up, get the biscuit.
Exactly.
It's like it's time to get it, So pretty simple. He sleeps pretty easy. He doesn't really get that nervous from the outside, but I know everyone feels some shit on the inside, he does a good job and gets everything together, and he likes to perform. So that's biggest thing from like when you see a fighter, you got to know if they're a fighter, a martial artist, or an athlete. A lot of these guys nowadays are athletes.
Yeah.
And they're Instagram fighters, and they want to post a bunch of shit. And they want to say, hey, I'm training every day. Hey, I'm doing this. Hey, I'm doing that. But, you know, like, okay, well, are you fucking fighting?
Yeah.
And,
Are you
like,
active?
are you a fighter? You're an athlete? Or are you a martial artist? You know, and a fighter back in the day was the main, basically, template for a human being that was fighting mixed martial arts or no holds barred. They're fighters. They weren't athletes. So right now you're seeing more and more athletes get involved in this, but an athlete can crumble with pressure. An athlete can crumble with technique. An athlete can lose to a fighter. An athlete can lose to a martial artist. You know, because you could do a backflip. You could jump fucking 10 feet high. But, you know, like Mike Tyson says, you get hit in the face and all that shit goes out the fucking window. So, you know, there's a bunch of, but there's a big shift right now. And you're going to see, as the sport grows, you'll see more and more, you know, complete, well-rounded athletes. But you'll see less fighters, in my opinion, you know. It's still, like, people are still going to pick other sports right now, you know, because they're going to pick football. They're going to pick basketball. But in this sport, you have people that are, you know, you could be 125 to 185, you know. Normally people in that range, you're not going to be in the NBA. You're not going to be in the NFL. You're not going to be, you know, MLB, I guess you can be. But it gives an option for other people who are athletic but just don't have, like, the physical gifts or, like, the traits, physical traits. Like, they're not tall enough or they're not big enough or not this. So it's an outlet for a lot of people that basically still want to be competitive and, you know, use their athletic skills and do something with it, but they just didn't have the opportunity to say to go pro in another sport.
Yeah, to piggyback what he said, I do like martial arts because there's a move for every body type. You know, there's like the short and stockies, there's the long and lengthies, there's the, you know, so it doesn't matter what size you are or whatever, you could still get in there as long as you're active and as long as you're just consistent, you know.
Consistency. That's
and you got to know what works for you, because this is where we beef all the time and stuff, because he's a short little guy and I'm a tall big dude, and so it's like moves that work for him are really hard for me, and moves that I could do he doesn't have the long enough arms or
especially
whatever.
Like on the ground.
Yeah,
like stand up, I could, you know, we've been working. I could show him how to fight like a tall dude, because I'm a short guy. I don't like going against taller dudes. He's a taller dude, doesn't like going against shorter dudes. But like on the ground, we always have a conflict of, I guess, philosophy.
Yeah.
Because it's just I do different shit than he does. He does different shit than me.
And I love that he used the word philosophy, because you could just, by the way a person fights, you kind of already know what their philosophy and mindset is, you know, because when you got the guys that are like, you got the guys that, like, we have one where he's super smart, super intellectual, and super analytic, and he, like, maybe hesitates a little too much before he executes, but when he does execute, it's just flawless. It's clean, it's beautiful. And then you got other guys where it's just like more meathead mentality, where it's just like, just go forward, like, like it doesn't have to look pretty, just land
that's
it.
Fucked up.
You know
It's
what I
not
mean?
meathead mentality. That's the disrespect that he has right there.
There's
that
some
grit.
guys that
I would
are
say like it's
meatheads.
more of a warrior mentality. It's more of being like,
pushing
hey,
forward.
like I'm like you got to be down.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm
like,
not scared of you.
Are you fucking down or not? It's not, you know, like, yeah, it's like ultra instinct versus ultra ego kind
You
of
could
situation.
be a warrior. You could be a warrior and not a meathead, and you could be an intellectual and not a pussy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's two different sides of the spectrum. Do you want to meet in the middle?
Yeah, fight IQ is huge. You know?
Yeah.
So like just knowing when to do damage and when you don't want to take damage. You know, you don't want to be a meathead and just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna go in there and get hit a million times and hopefully I land one. No, dude, fuck that shit. Like,
Yeah, you don't want to get hit.
The goal of fighting
That's
is
the
you don't
game.
want to get hit.
Yeah,
Hit,
exactly.
don't get hit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
He's
hit,
good at
don't
that
get
shit.
hit.
He don't get hit.
It's like
He's tall as shit.
try my
long as
best.
shit. You don't get.
Yeah.
He don't get hit.
Guys walked in, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, no, I had the fight when I fought for the belt in Arizona, and the first thing they said is, you didn't really get hit that much. I was like, yeah, I got hit, boom, yeah, I got hit, dude. And they're like, no, but you gotta get hit more. You could have got hit more. And I was
But
like,
why would you want to get hit?
I
more?
know. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to get hit more.
No. You know, you kept talking about like different builds. How do you distinguish that right when you're in the ring? You know, you talked about true fighters and people who are just athletics.
I think this comes into the fighter IQ, because you could kind of just look at a person and kind of see what their what their probably natural gift attributes are. It's kind of like, okay, he's got lengthy limbs, so he's probably going to be a range fighter. But you know what I mean? There's like that nature and nurture aspect because, you know, here in this region, everybody has that like Mexican style boxing where it's like
forward.
super in the pocket, super forward, this and that. Even the tall guys, you know? So
yeah, even a bunch of tall guys fight like, you know, Mexicans out here when you can fight fucking.
You can fight long.
You should fight long. You should,
you know?
A distance.
So the body type is in everything, you know what I mean? So it's like you got like, okay, these are the gifts you have just naturally just by based on your physique, and then now it comes into what's your training, what's your camp, what's your lineage, what's your pedigree, because you know if you come from like a jiu-jitsu school like Gracie Barra or 10 Planet, and even those schools, they have different philosophies. So it's like, okay, 10 Planet guys, you're going to be doing some more unorthodox type jitsu. Gracie Barra, you're going to probably do the more traditional style jitsu, and you know, so depending on what camp they come from, you could kind of prepare a little better that way too.
Yeah, you could see basically like their attributes and be like, all right, well, this dude, he's taller. He should use his limbs. He should use his legs. He should use his long range distance. But like James was saying out here, there's a bunch of Mexican boxing, you know, and they're going to show even the tall guys how to fight in the pocket and how to be a pressure fighter, which, you know, it's just like you said, lineage, it's heritage, honestly, too. It's you know, where do you come from? What ethnicity are you? Who's your boxing coach? Is it, you know, is it boxing? Is it MMA? Is it jiu-jitsu? We do a bunch of MMA. Like even our jiu-jitsu is MMA based. Oh, it's more control and positioning rather than you know, like we'll use the strikes to get the submission. You know, so there's a difference in thought process and a difference in training methods that you can use. Like you don't want to use leg locks if you're fighting in the cage. You do a leg lock, you know, people can trap that leg, sit down and just smash, hit you in the face, you know, like, and it's not good.
It's
like,
just, there's like in jiu-jitsu, if it's purely jiu-jitsu, leg locks are great, right? But if it's MMA, it's a little bit more of a risk. So it's like you better be very confident about that leg lock or just use it for like maybe a transition.
Or a sweep, yeah.
Or a sweep or something, because then this is the thing that we always tell our guys whenever they're like, oh, we're going to go jits here, we're going to go box here, we're going to do this here. It's like, okay, well, you're going to go box there, but remember, still have MMA mindset, because there are certain things in boxing you do in MMA, you're going to be screwed, you know? Like in boxing, they like to do the weaving and the ducking under and all that good stuff. You do that in MMA, you're going to get kneed in the face. Yeah, so it's like you have to be very mindful, like what's your purpose for training and stuff like that. And that's why I always tell people, it's like, you know, when you have a fight coming up, the training's different because now there's a goal, there's an end game. You know, it's not just, you know, you're always going to be learning, but now there's a specific task. And, you know, it's like you got to prepare for that task, not just kind of like randomly learning, you know?
Mm-hmm. And there's a game plan for every fight.
Yeah.
Every fight's different. Every opponent's different. Every opponent's going to bring a different, I guess, puzzle that you got to fix and that you got to figure out before you go in there. So it's about repetition and just knowing, all right, well, we're fighting this guy. He does A, B, C, D well. So we got to, you know, negate what he does well, and we got to be able to counter that with A, B, C, our own game. So it's, you know, it's a thinking man's game. A lot of people think fighting isn't, but it really is. And preparation is kind of like the biggest thing that you need. You need repetition. You need consistency. And if you don't got that, then you ain't ready.
Then
so
you
like,
can't perform.
Yeah, like you asked, like, you know, what part of people get, you know, still nervous or get, you know, how do they feel? How do they react when they're in there? You know, cardio is a huge thing. And as long as you're in shape and you can go the rounds, you're set, dude. Like, so, like, a lot of people will break, and they'll break emotionally and they'll break physically because they don't have the cardio to keep going. Their technique will lag because they don't have the cardio to keep going. So cardio is a huge like weapon. And if you have good cardio and you utilize it well, it's like it's the atomic bomb. Like, look at Merab. Merab is like, he's a cardio machine. The dude doesn't get tired. He can shoot like 50 shots and keep going and keep going. He's a UFC champion right now. He's weaponized cardio. So being able to weaponize cardio as well as like your God-given gifts, like, you know, reach, length, height, size, strength, all that stuff, like, it's a puzzle, and you got to figure out what pieces go with each fighter that you have. So like Emilio, he's, you know, 5'8", 5'9". Jack's 5'9", 5'8". Jack comes from a boxing style. When he boxes and fights, we're going to have him throw his fucking hands. He's going to be an anti-wrestler. So be like, all right, dude, don't let him take you down. Buck him up on the feet. You know, that's what it is. You know, Emilio, well-rounded, does very good pressure. But different style than James.
Yeah.
Like completely different style.
Emilio and Jack are the guys we train with, and they're the more shorter, stocky guys. And Emilio comes from more a wrestling background. Jack comes from a more boxing background. And so that's the cool thing about, our group is small, but, man, everybody's a killer. And so everybody has their particular field of interest that they're just, kind of next level at, So like we said, Jack's boxing is next level, but he's proved in his fights that he submitted a guy before, he stopped takedowns before. So he, as a fighter, that whole, when I guess maybe like 20 years ago where you could be a specialist, like that's not a thing anymore. You can't come in there only with hands, or you can't come in there only with jits. You have to have basic knowledge of pretty much everything, and that's what makes the sport a little more complex. I don't know how many times we train with some boxers just because we want to work on our hands, and then we're like, okay, now we're gonna go into the MMA aspect of it, and then we start dissecting things, and that's what I love about our team, is that we're very creative, and we're very open to feedback, and we're kind of just like, hey, you're good at jits. If I were to do this takedown on you, what would be your natural reaction? Oh, I would go for a guillotine, or I'd go for this, and blah blah blah. And so it's always good to get those different perspectives, because everybody's different, and that's what we talked about, like the philosophy of fighting. That's where it becomes a puzzle piece. That's where it becomes like, okay, this guy has a huge background in Muay Thai, or he has a huge background in this. Okay, his coach is a wrestler. Okay, his last fight he demonstrated this. You got to really look at all the pieces and then put it together, and then you got to say, how could I beat him? And you really have to go in there with a mindset of a winning mindset of, this is my game plan to beat him. Of course, things don't always go according to plan. Murphy's Law, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. But you kind of want to have a few things in your mind where you're like, this is his go-to, and I know how to negate it. These are my go-tos, and this is how I can ensure the most successful rate possible of it landing and sticking,
Yeah, it's percentages.
Yeah.
100%. Being adaptive is, one of the most versatile things you could be, especially a fighter.
Exactly.
And then I loved how you said how your other teammates, their specializations, the way they think, that it's volume. It helps everybody grows, because everyone takes their own path, but now they can show you the path they want. Well, like you said, I would do it like this.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing for you.
I love that you said everyone takes their own path, because at the end of the day, like, nobody's gonna be in the ring with you. You're there by yourself. So it's like, you could be in a room full of killers, but if you don't feel confident in yourself or believe in yourself, like,
don't step in there.
Don't step in the ring. And that's, if you don't even have like at least a slight chance of winning in your mind, you probably shouldn't step in the ring. Yeah, it's like, but you know what I mean? To each their own. Everybody, it's their own journey. I do see a lot of the time people are kind of like, oh, I'm just taking this fight just to see if I could do it or prove it to myself. And it's like, okay, but yeah, no, but it's like I think there's other ways to prove your value and worthiness,
self-worth.
your self-worth, than like putting yourself in risk and danger, because it's a very dangerous sport. People have like died in there. People have been seriously injured in there before, and all sorts of disciplines of martial arts, not just MMA. It's kind of, you got to realize what the risk is, and you also got to realize how many people are investing time and energy into you, and also money. When people don't make weight, or when people don't show because they're sick or whatever, you just wasted a lot of people's time, energy, and faith in you,
Yeah, that's the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
There's been like 6 or 7 fights where, for the first year we were training together when I got back, I think 6 fights fell through. None of them his fault, all his opponent. We get there, weight would be made, and the opponent wouldn't show up to weigh-ins, or, so at that point you're just like, well, shit, you're shit out of luck, like the dude cut 30 pounds, 35 pounds.
Yeah, you were ready
for nothing, so it's just like, but, you got to take it on the chin and keep on going.
Yeah.
That's gotten us to this point, like we were supposed to fight for APFC against the number 1 fighter in Virginia. And the week before the fight, the guy pulled out. And so, but, God has different plans for everyone. So he's like, all right, well, James is ready. Well, guess what? We're going to bless him with a title shot. So he currently has 2 titles right now. He just defended one of the titles in Las Cruces. And so this is the biggest title yet, man. We're fighting one of the best opponents that any El Paso fighter has ever fought. As far as like record-wise, as far as like ranking, this dude's ranked like 109 or 113 out of 18,000 plus fighters in North America.
It's a
He's
number.
ranked 28th as a professional welterweight. He's the current APFC welterweight champion. He's fought in Bellator over 20 times. He fought for the Bellator title twice. And, we've gotten to that point that every opponent that we face from going forward is going to be of calibers. He's going to have a pedigree behind him that's, we're not taking no tomato cans. We're not,
no shrimp.
no scrubs. Like it's gonna be a solid fight, and he's ready for that, man. We prepared for that, and he's been ready to go 5 rounds for the last 3 fights. His last 3 fights have all been title fights. So this ain't his first rodeo, but this is gonna be the biggest stage yet, and this is gonna be the biggest opponent. Like I said, the most experienced, the most well versed, the highest ranked opponent that any MMA fighter in El Paso has ever fought. And we're gonna show the world. James is gonna do his work. He's gonna go in there, execute his game plan, and it's gonna be a good show, man. It's gonna be a good show. A lot of work's been put in. Skills have gotten better, and it's gonna be time to show it.
100%. I love that. It speaks volume to only your fighting capability. The fact that you're in the same room with that caliber. You're that caliber. And you're on a win streak. I don't see you stopping anytime soon. And, this was God's blessing, giving you the shot, showing people who you are.
Exactly, and this guy, he's the real deal and stuff, and so he's the champ right now at 170, and he's trying to be a double champ at 170, 155. And I always make jokes. I'm like, so if I beat this dude, or I should say, when I beat this dude, does that make me the champ at 155 and 170? And everyone's like, no,
give your
shut
bells.
Yeah, they're like, shut up. And I'm like, but either way, no, it's a really good opportunity. I'm super blessed, super fortunate to have this. APFC is such a great promotion. They're gonna have people like Mighty Mouse there, who's one of my all-time favorite fighters. So having him there, and then there's going to be a lot of good guys on the card that are pretty popular. Like he told me, he's like, that Wing C guy's going to be there. And I'm like, oh man, he's that, like, I guess he's got like the cross on his chest with the, and then he does all this goofy stuff, and he does like the anime knockouts. Like,
Yeah, so he's going to be there. There's going to be, he's the co-main right now. Main event is going to be a title fight for 170. Dude out of Albuquerque named Jalen Turner. He's really good as well. He comes out of John Dotson's camp. So there's going to be a lot of good fights there. There's going to be a lot of high-level fights. I think there's like 20-something fights that are going to be on the card. And it's on a Sunday. It's not on a Saturday or Friday. They don't conflict with the UFC or all the other shows. So for Sunday, it's the biggest show out there right now like that. It's going to be put on Fight Pass. It's going to be a big deal. And, a lot of people are going to be able to watch and kind of see the work that this guy's been putting in and see it on a big stage.
Everybody's going to see.
And that belt is fucking sick.
It looks so nice.
It's the nicest fucking belt.
It's gonna make the other belts look like trash.
Yeah, we got like
no offense to the other promotions.
We got like in our gym currently, there's 3 champions. There's 3 active fighters. So it's like everyone at our gym has a belt that fights. And so, having that caliber in the room is great. Like
Iron sharpens iron.
Exactly.
Yeah, so Jack has the belt out here locally at 145 for Kingdom Fight League.
Okay, Phil.
Yeah.
Ricky, them.
No, it's Lamar.
Oh,
Lamar Harris.
Yeah, Lamar Harris. So he's got the belt for them. And then Emilio currently has the belt at Battlegrounds out in Colorado.
Oh.
And he's about to fight this Saturday actually for another belt at Cage Titans out in Massachusetts. So he'll have 2 belts come next week, and James has 2 belts currently. Jack's got 1. We're going for James's 3rd belt, this is a stepping stone to the UFC.
Oh yeah, no, you're gonna get the belt, and everybody's gonna see, and you're gonna remember that day for the rest of your life.
Hell yeah. And we're gonna be at a casino too, so the Blackjack knocker is gonna be sick.
Everything
man.
on black.
Yes. No, Blackjack.
Oh.
21, baby. It's everyone against the house.
Yeah, so we're going to try and get a table with Anthony Pettis. He likes to play blackjack. So we're going to talk to the matchmaker. And I told him, I was like, Damien, hook us up, man. Like, set us up with a table with Anthony
Private
Pettis.
table.
We love Blackjack. I love Blackjack because it's a community game. It's like one of those, like you're there with strangers and stuff. And it's like, remember, it's everyone against the dealer. Like, once the dealer loses, we all win, So.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
Yeah, so if you get like everyone on your team, you guys can gang up against the dealer, and that's always cool.
That's always better that way. You know what I mean? Better.
Do you like splitting cards? Or no?
If it calls for it.
I know, right? It was like
Yeah.
for the situation, you know.
Yeah, if it calls for it. If it's the hand that needs to be split, then it should be split. That's like,
know, right?
it's the rule.
I was like, if this fool's gonna bust, I'm like, no, he's gonna bust. I'm like, yeah, put it like a fucking double down, like, you know.
Gambling's fun.
Yeah, it's real fun. It's enjoyable.
It's a problem.
Hey, especially after that win.
Snap.
Let me hit
What's
you with
what's
this
that
one.
girl's name on Instagram? She's the old lady.
Oh,
she,
Grandma Titi.
Grandma Titi. Oh,
She's fucking
dude. If we could
hilarious.
party with Grandma Titi one of these days, dude. Oh, she's like, take me to casino. Like,
Okay.
Because I want to go real bad.
She's funny as shit.
She's hilarious.
Okay.
Yes, Grandma Titi.
I'm gonna put that-
all homage to you.
Okay. I'm gonna reach out, and you're gonna know it's gonna be me.
Yeah, no, she's going to be like, I'll be there. We'll meet you at the table. Like, hell yeah.
Yeah,
We're
she's
gonna get a
funny.
video of her, right before we fight.
Yeah, she always does. Like, she'll do remixes of the song, but it's always casino.
Yeah, casino-based songs.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna hit you with this. They say every fighter bleeds once for the crowd and once in private. Which one hurt more?
Bleeds once for the crowd and once for private?
Once in private.
What does that mean? Like, what does that mean?
I guess more like, is it more physical or?
I guess how I interpreted the question was just like, of course, I don't like to disappoint people. I don't want to disappoint myself. I don't want to fail. Nobody wants to fail. You know what I mean? So there's obviously been times where it's like, even like, let's say I won the fight, I didn't win the fight in a fashion that was to my best caliber or showed all the skills that I could have showed. And like we talked about the one in Dallas, I got booed. It sucks. And then, it always sucks having to go back to your coaches and be like, oh man, like I didn't get the biscuit, or like I didn't go off, or like, I didn't do the moves right, or, whatever. And it's all part of the learning process. And like, I would say it, like, to the public, of course it's going to suck, but I think it hurts a little more when the people that are actually there to support you, because fans are fans. Like, it's just drunk people in the crowd going to be talking crap, whatever.
Everyone
whatever.
has an opinion, and everyone's,
Yeah.
opinion is, if you're a fan, you're paying to have an opinion, basically.
Right.
And as a fighter, you got to get used to people booing you. You got to get used to people cheering you. You got to get used to hate. You got to get used to support. It's all going to be part of the game.
Yeah, you don't want to see those fighters that come out into the crowd and they try to start mess with the fucking fans and stuff like that just because they got booed or they said they were going to lose and all that stuff. It's like, bro, like, if you ain't ready to be talked about, you're not ready for success. And it's just like, you're going to be putting yourself on the stage, on a platform. You're an entertainer at this point. Like, they're paying to be entertained. And if you did not entertain the crowd, it's like Gladiator, which is like my favorite movie. It's like, are you not entertained? Like, so they didn't come there to just be bored. They want to be like, yeah, that was so awesome, So of course, if you let the crowd down, it hurts. And then if you let down the people that actually supported you, hurts even more,
Yeah, and being like, crowd friendly and user friendly, basically being someone that people want to pay to watch and people want to pay to see. That's why, like, Jack, for example, he's headlined the last 2 KFLs. People want to watch him fight because that dude throws fucking chingazos.
And he don't really know anybody.
Yeah,
He don't really
he's
like,
not from here. He's
Yeah.
not like, but people want to see him fight. Emilio, fucking same thing. People want to see him fight. James,
Right.
been, like I said, main or co-main event. His last 3 fights, people want to see him fight. So being someone that goes in there and people are happy to see you, that speaks volumes, because yeah, you want to show your skill set, but you want to also show that you can perform in front of people and that people want to see you, because at the end of the day, it's a business and you want to be able to sell tickets.
You want to be
And
marketable.
that's what the bigger promoters are going to see. If you're just going to go in there, tackle someone and hold them and not do anything for a full fight, 15 minutes, like, who wants to see someone just hold someone and not throw a strike, not go for a submission, not thrown out? No one wants to see that shit.
Yeah,
like,
people
that's
want
boring.
blood.
They want to see violence, dude. And like right now, like the UFC's the whole way that they do judge fights, it's changing. If you get damaged, you could hold someone down, but if you're not doing shit, what does that matter? Like, that doesn't even matter. Like, that doesn't even count. Like, the other day, there was a big old fight between Volkov and Gelton Almeida. The dude had like 10 minutes of ground control, but didn't do shit. Like, not being able to do shit on the ground. Like, oh yeah, you could hold him down, but are you
You're
really
just
fighting?
fucking
Or are
hugging
you
him.
doing fucking
Yeah.
I know.
jujitsu?
I'm taking it personal. I'm a wrestler background, so I'm just like, oh, but it's true. Us wrestlers.
Yeah,
do
but
have that
see,
tendency.
you could be a exciting wrestler. Like, look at Marab.
Oh yeah, he's
Like
very exciting.
he's an exciting wrestler. You know, like look
He's
at
gonna slam you. He's gonna go for submissions, and he's gonna like beat you up. But he'll also beat you up standing. So
yeah,
it's
like look at like Islam. He's fighting this weekend. He's a great wrestler.
Scary.
You know, so wrestling is probably the best base for MMA, but you have to utilize wrestling in an MMA facet. You can't use wrestling just to basically nullify a fight. It's called a mixed martial arts fight.
Yeah.
It's not called a wrestling match.
The
It's
lay
not
and praise are not
yeah.
welcome.
Yeah, it's
They're
really
not
really
welcome.
boring, and
Yeah.
you're not gonna go nowhere. No promoter, no high level promoter is gonna see a fight like that and be like, all right, well, this guy held this guy for 15 minutes. He's great. Let's sign him. No, that's bullshit. That doesn't count. That
Yeah.
in my eyes, that's not a fucking fight, dude. That's just like, all right, well, you're kind of going in there scared. You don't want to get hit. You don't want to do damage. You don't want to risk it. And then why are you fighting? You know, like why? You know, like yeah, you're going in there to win, obviously, but you want to win in a dominant fashion, or you want to win in a pleasing fashion. People want to be able to see something and be like, oh shit, that was very entertaining. My eyes are happy. My heart feels content that I got to see this.
Yeah.
You know, like they want to see that. Like, and so, you know, being a performer and being a crowd pleaser in the sense that, hey, I'm gonna go out there and perform to the best of my ability and not just use one single asset of the game. I'm gonna use everything. I'm well rounded. Being able to go in there and show that is key. And that's what's gonna get people signed. That's what's gonna get people like, hey, we want that guy to be on our promotion because well rounded, can kick, can punch, can do takedowns, jits, control, elbows, knees, everything. And that's the goal that every fighter should have. Every fighter should strive to be well rounded. Yeah, there's specialists. Of course, there's like, you know, like Walter Walker, he just got a heel hook. He's won every fight by heel hook. It's fucking killer to see, you know? He's beaten a lot of people with heel hooks. But eventually there's going to come the day that someone sees that and they're like, okay, fucking boom. And then just throws some ground and pound. And then, you know, what can he do after that? Which, you know, is cool because he's winning very fast. But that's just one asset, you know, of the game. It's not well rounded. Like, so you want to get in there and get out. What's the easiest way to get in there and get out? Knock someone the fuck out.
Yeah.
Finish him quick.
Yeah.
Like if you are a wrestler, like take his ass down immediately and sub him like immediately. First round, no damage.
You don't get paid by the minute, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you get in there, you can fight for 25 minutes or you can fight for fucking 30 seconds. You're still going to get paid the same.
Mm-hmm.
More than likely, if you do well, you get a bonus too, dude. You know,
Yeah.
like, so it's like,
They encourage the 30 seconds.
yeah. So like if you're going to go in there and finish, you want to finish and you want to perform.
Exactly. Everything's a show, especially on, you know, one of the biggest gladiator stages, you know, man versus man. What do you think goes through fighter? Does it ever impede your thought process in a fight, trying to finish, trying to give the people the show? Does that ever like second guess what you want to maneuver? Or it's always just
Of course,
maybe
I
like
think
a...
that goes back into what we talked about, like the nerves and stuff like that. I think a lot of the time, sometimes it's not even nervous about the opponent. You know, sometimes it's more nervous about like, am I winning in dominating fashion enough? You know what I mean? Did that look clean? Did that look perfect? You know what I mean? Like, because it's a bad habit, perfectionist kind of style. But like, you know what I mean? A fight's never going to be perfect, you know? You always want to strive for perfection, but you can't beat yourself up because not everything was exactly according to plan or blah, blah, blah. So I would say, yeah, you know, it's like, yeah. And I'm a high, and I think you kind of need that in order to progress yourself, because I used to have this wrestling coach and he'd always tell us is like, oh, you won regionals, you won districts, or you won this, like you still ain't shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, there's always going to be someone better than you, and there's always something that could be worked on. And so you have to have that good balance of like kind of being a dreamer and seeing like, oh, the moon and the stars, but you also have to be balanced enough to be like, what's reality? Where am I really at right now? What's impeding me from taking the next step forward? You know, because I do see that a lot, because, you know, this is like a dream. Like only a small percentage of the people do sports, and only a small percentage of those people in sports make it to like the big leagues, you know? And so, of course, you have to have a dreamer mindset because you're thinking bigger than the average person. But if you're going to stay in that dreamer mindset and you don't want to be real about like what's actually going on, you're just delusional at that point, and you're not improving yourself. You're not helping yourself. You're just staying in a state of comfort where you're just like, I'm the best. And it's like, are you really the best? You know what I mean? Like, could you have really done that better? Because you probably could have. You know, we could look at every fighter, even these UFC guys, and we could look at every area where it could be just a little bit better. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then
100%.
You don't want to chase like you don't want to chase the knockout. You want it to present itself on a silver platter. You want to work for that setup. You want to be like, all right, well, my body's telling me to do this. We've led him this way. This is what makes sense. You know, like it's basically being calculated. He's very calculated, you know, like risk versus reward, calculated risk, you know, being able to be like, all right, well, if I do this, what's the percentage of me getting hit? What's the percentage of me, you know, getting taken down? What's the percentage? Being calculated with that stuff is very crucial, you know, and having that thinking mindset. It's fight IQ. So like not chasing it, but being able to be composed and create the situation you want to see.
And how do you train that? How, like you said, nothing goes exactly how you want it to, but
Repetition, and then putting your fighter in bad positions.
Yeah.
In positions that they're horrible at, or that are the worst physical like position they could be in, and just, you know, making them work from a position that no one ideally wants to be in. Putting them in a spot where it's like, fuck, like I'm losing the fight right now. Purposely going into that position and training and being like, all right, well, I'm here. I can get out of this. And having that confidence it's like huge. Being able to say, all right, well, I was in this position so many times, you know, and then working on how not to get in that position too. So like kind of like dissecting the fight backwards. What's the worst position? Okay, how do we get out of this worst position? All right, well, how do we avoid getting in that position? All right, where do we keep it in the position that we want to be? How do we lead the opponent into something that we want to do? So it's like you gotta reverse engineer the fight, and it starts with making your fighter be in shitty positions.
sink or swim.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you want exactly what you just said. You want to simulate that sink or swim in a controlled environment at practice and not have it in the fight where it's like, because, you know, there are some people where they get in position. You can't train for every position. It's like there's like probably an infinite millions amount of like whatever can go on in a fight. But some people overcome it in the fight where it's just like, whoa, I've never been put in this choke before. I've never been taken down like this before, but I was able to overcome. But ideally, you want to work that many, many times ahead of time with people that are better than you, people that are bigger than you, people that have more experience than you. You know, and it's very hard to always find that. You know what I mean? It's especially as you go up the ranks, it's always going to be a little harder to find like, well, who's better than me at this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, like no one's going to be really, none of the fighters really here are taller than me. So I'm going to, or whatever. So it's always constantly like constant growth, constant movement, and constant just self-evaluation. You know, we can't just always think like, oh, it'll be good. It's like the best way you could win your fight is to prepare, like we said earlier.
Yeah, and sometimes you got to dip out. You know, we go to Arizona sometimes and we work at Fight Ready with Santino DeFranco. He's Henry Cejudo's coach. Real good guy. Invites us there.
Yeah, shout out to Roman and
shout out to Roman
Fugit.
Salazar and Adam Fugit. He's a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
You know, going out there and getting work with, you know, high level pros and kind of seeing like being able to test, you know, what's been done locally and going out there to a gym that has, you know, 7 UFC fighters in it.
Yeah,
and,
caliber.
You know, 40 pros on the mat, and being able to be like, all right, well, we're going to see, you know, if what we're doing here actually works or doesn't work. And it's about testing that and being able to be uncomfortable, not only in positions in the gym, but, you know, like walking in where no one fucking knows you, you know, and being like, hey, fuck, like, you know, you're greenlit today. Like, hey, bro, like, get ready. Put your fucking, put your chin
gloves
down,
on.
put your hands up and get ready because they're going to, you're the new guy on the mat.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna
Yeah.
test you.
I had
Yeah.
to explain
Yeah.
that to my dad. He's like, "What does it mean to be greenlit?" I was like, "Oh, when you greenlight somebody, it means like it's a new guy at the gym, and you got the permission from like the head sensei master or whoever, the coach, whatever, to basically like mess them up." And you're like, "What?" And then the stepmom like, "They do that?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, they do that." You know what I mean? Like
All the time.
all the time. Especially if you come in there all cocky or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna get you. And even if you don't come in cocky, they want to test your skills. You're a new guy coming in there, and that's, man, anyone who's ever went out of their comfort zone and went to a different gym, especially a high caliber gym, they know that it's just like you go in there and just like you're like, oh man, anything can
Yeah,
happen.
fresh
It's like
meat.
there could be like someone here who's just, which is what you want. You want to be because once you get with your training partners, you kind of know their rhythm, you know their tells, you know this, so it becomes a little less realistic. You know, when you go in that fight, you probably don't know anything about that opponent except for maybe little clips that they post online
Yeah, you're
or
not
previous
expecting.
fights. Yeah, you need the unexpected, and so when you get out of your comfort zone and you train with different training partners or under different camps, you really get to feel that uncertainty and how you're gonna adapt to it.
Oh, I like that real life simulation.
Yeah.
I never heard someone. My bad to cut
That's
you
all
off, but you had said so. Strategic planning with experiment testing. I think that's such high caliber, methodology, thinking. A lot of people wouldn't even, think about that. I think that speaks volume.
That film study, like, as you rise the ranks, you're gonna have more fighters, have more film, obviously. You know, so this guy has 35 fights, so we have
That's a lot.
plenty of film. to study.
movie
And
time.
yeah, literally, and it's it's hours of film study, and it's basically breaking down what they do in each of their fights. What's their favorite move? Has he done this from fight 1 to fight 35? You know, does he have a particular way that he stands, a particular way he moves? Is the weight distribution a certain way? And seeing these tendencies, and these tendencies are what make a fighter. Tendencies and tells, and being able to see that. So, like, we've been studying this dude like a fucking book. You know, like we have a whole fucking playbook ready to rock, man. And it's kind of good that this dude has so many fights because we get to study. And, like, it's not always like that. Some people, they don't, have the chance to see their fighters even fight before they fight them. But having that advantage it's a great feeling. It's lucky.
Oh yeah, like I said it once, I'll say it again. It's a blessing from God. This opportunity that's gonna happen. That's gonna change everybody's lives. Let me ask you this: if tomorrow a kid from the 915 walks into your gym and says, "I want to be just like you," what's the first thing you'd connect him on?
First thing we'd say is our gym is private. Like, how'd you get here?
He would be greenlit immediately.
We'd be like, who the hell let this motherfucker in here?
There's a green light on you, buddy.
I know. I'd be like, yo, get the workers, man. I'm sorry. What was the question?
No, you guys are funny. I love that.
Like, green light.
I was like, I didn't even hear the question. All I heard was a kid comes to your gym. I'm like, dude, we're fucking him up. Bro. Like,
Get out of here, bro.
like, dude, who just walks in?
First things first, you have to know who we are.
Yeah, I was just like, dude, you're not allowed. That'd be the first thing we tell him. But I'm sorry, seriously, what'd you ask?
Let's pivot to this. You turned
I was triggered,
training
man.
partners into brothers. What's one rule inside your circle that's never up for debate?
One rule inside the circle that's never up for debate.
Don't be a bitch, man. Like, you're gonna be there, you're gonna train. Like, come with it. Like,
Don't be pussy.
give what you.
I was like, I don't like to say it like that. It's always good cop, bad cop. He's like, don't be a pussy. And I'm like, what he means to say is like, yo, bro, we could tell that you don't want to be here. Like, if you're going to be here, give it your all. You know what I mean? Like, don't come in here half-assed. Don't come in here thinking that we're going to coddle or baby you or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, we got guys here, like he said earlier, it's like, dude, there's 3 champs in the room already. And even some of the guys that, like, haven't fought just yet that are training with us, they all have some skills to bring to the table. I'm sorry, but this isn't like a beginner's class, you know? If you wanted to set something up, you could reach out, like, and we could always, whatever. I could direct you to the right gym or the right people, connect you to people who have the time for that right now. I've coached a lot throughout my life, and right now I want to focus on this, and So I just
As
don't.
you should.
I want to focus on this because this is kind of like that breakthrough moment where it's just like things have to be on point, you know? It's either you make it or you don't. And so I'm so sorry, but right now I don't have time to coach and teach the beginners as much as I would like to. I do enjoy it. I do love coaching. I do love teaching, but it's just like, if that's what you're looking for, there's so many gyms in El Paso, so many gyms, so many good teachers, so many people that I personally recommend that would take them under their wing and they would give them like everything they need to get ready and where they want to be at.
Yeah, it's like the time right now is basically being able to say thank you, but no thank you.
100%.
And being able to say, all right, well, you know, you got a good future, you got a good work ethic, you got a good mindset. You would be a great addition to the room. You would be of value to the team. You know, your insights are valued here, and you know, like having that open dialogue within the whole group and being able to have, you know, different pieces of the puzzle come together to make everyone collectively better is what we're looking for. And, you know, if you want to come and learn a 1-2, like, yeah, you can go to, you know, any cardio kickboxing class and learn that stuff. You know, we're not there to kind of teach, we're there to sharpen. And, you know, being able to actually create a product that's valuable. You know, it's business. It's at the end of the day, this is a business. You want to create a valuable product. You want to create something that people want to see and want to pay for. So, being able to have that is kind of like that's what we want in our gym. We want people that are willing, that are gonna go there with a good attitude, and even like leave all their shit at the door. Like, you're here, like, let's just hang out and get some work in. And you know, that if this is your release, that's good. Dip out, dude.
Yeah, the saying strawberry shortcake. Like you said, it's the gladiator. We want blood.
Right.
And you're at that caliber now.
And not everybody has to be a killer and stuff like that. There's plenty of guys that train with us that they don't like competing or this and that, but they have skill, they have value, and they have the right mindset where they're coming in to help either myself, or any other guy that's going to be fighting and stuff like that. And that's kind of what we mean by the attitude. It's like, what are you bringing to the table, and what's your intention? You know, and how's your vibe with the group, you know, because if we got a guy coming up and he's fighting and we need wrestlers, like, you don't have to be a fighter. You did high school wrestling, or you're just like, all right, come on. You got a good attitude. You're the perfect body type that we need for him, that fits the mold for the fighter that he's about to be facing, then like you can come through. But you know what I mean? We're not trying to basically like baby or coddle anybody or like, it's just like, what are you bringing to the table, man? What are you bringing
value.
to the table?
Alchemore intent.
Yeah, we'll bring those people in, even say if they're lacking in a certain area, their skills aren't up to par. We'll put them in the advantageous position against the fighter that they're training with. Like, you know, hey, you're bigger, you're stronger, hold them against the cage. Don't let them get off the cage. Your job is solely to hold them against the cage and keep them there, strike from there. You're going to be in a good position to actually win. It's the fighter's job to get out of that position. So, you know, like, we're going to utilize what's available, and we're going to pick our partners proper. And, you know, we have so many people at our gym, and to have the luxury of saying, all right, this cage is right now used for 2 people. This door is going to be shut, and it's going to be you and your sparring partner right now. You don't got to worry about someone running into you, buckling your knee. You know, that's the worst thing. That's the worst thing that happens all the time.
Yeah, it happens all the
The
time.
spazzes?
Like,
Yeah,
well,
it's
no,
just
it's
like
just a
other-
crowded room, like a bunch of fighters in a very small mat. Like, it could even be jiu-jitsu or wrestling, just a very cramped space. And especially when the people don't want to stick to their space and they want to be all over the mat and stuff. And like, that's what we're talking about being respectful. Like, what's your mindset? It's like, dude, like, it's like, you see there's people right here and you're about to like throw some guy right on top of them, and you didn't think twice before you threw him right on top of some people just because you're so in the moment and you want to get this guy. It's like, nah, get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and having like that risk is not even like, it's sketchy. Because it's like, man, everything that's been worked on and everything's been done. Oh, well, this dude just fucking ran into homeboy and fucked up his knee.
Your
like,
disability.
It's like shit. And we're just like, why are we...
Why you
know,
here?
Yeah, it's like, it's so... Having that controlled environment it's crucial for growth.
Yeah, and like what we talked about, I guess, before the camera started about the egos and stuff like that. The male ego is already strong, and then like now that they have the tools, like now they could punch people or hurt people and stuff like that. The ego just goes through the roof and stuff like that. So it's like it has to be checked, and it has to. We all have to hold each other accountable, and we all got to be like, hey man, like you're kind of being an asshole right now. And honestly, it's like leave whatever BS you got at the door. Like, you know what I mean? Come in there with a great mindset. Like, I don't care what happened at work. I don't care what happened with you and your girl or whatever. Like, when you come here, we're here to train. We're here for a purpose. We're here to protect each other and take care of each other. And we're here to get better, man. Like, humble yourself. Like, there's going to be times you lose. There's going to be times where someone gets you with a good punch. There's going to be times where you didn't execute the way you wanted to, and don't take it out on your teammates. You know what I mean? And you see that all the time in the gyms, and it's just toxic, man. That toxic mentality.
No, you said it. You were making a good point. You know, main focus in fighting is longevity. Yeah, me having those disabilities.
Inflicting damage while not taking damage, dude. Like,
Name of the game.
you know. And we do have hard sparring at our spot. Like, it's not our sparring. People come and just sit down and watch the sparring that we do. It's not fucking easy.
Yeah.
It's they're hard rounds, dude.
Yeah.
Like, James went 7 rounds the other day with 7 fresh people every round.
Yeah.
You know, like, so it's not easy.
Everyone's like, your cardio's great. And I was just like, yes.
And, you know, that's the thing. Cardio makes killers, you know? And slow is smooth, smooth is fast. It's like being able to break down a technique or break down your thoughts. Even like, okay, yeah, you're going to punch, but do you have to punch that fast all the time? Like, are you even punching correct? Like, are you doing the right thing? Like, are you turning your wrist the right way? Or you know?
Yeah.
So, like,
like how you hurt your pinky.
basically, like, being able to slow that down and make it clean and crispy, where it's like, you want to look nice doing what you're doing.
Like that snap.
Yeah, you don't want to look like shitty.
Like a spaz.
You want to look nice. Like, that's like, it's like, you know, you're a performer. You know, you don't want to be a lip singer. You know, you want to, like, if you're gonna go to a concert, you want to hear the motherfucker sing. You want to hear her sing. You don't want to hear her radio voice or, you know, like, fake shit. You want to hear their actual voice. Same thing in there. You know, like, you want to be able to look good. See, when people see you warm up, when people see you hit pads, when people see you spar, damn, that looks fucking nice. That looks clean. That's what, like, it should look nice. And it should look like fluid.
Elegance.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, and I think
Flow.
a lot of people forget sometimes you represent your gym, you represent your coach, you represent your city, you represent a lot of things. Like, so when you go out there in the cage, like, people aren't just looking at you as the individual, as the fighter. They're looking at you like, oh, there's another El Paso fighter. Oh, there's another fighter from this gym. Oh, there's another wrestler, blah, 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 blah. You represent so many things. Like, you've got like a whole, I guess, just like community that you're representing in there. You want to represent it to the highest, you know? You don't want to bastardize that name.
Yeah, to this date, like right now for APFC, not one El Paso fighter has won a fight in APFC. Like, not one. And so fucking we're going there with the intention of, there's going to be some other El Paso fighters on there on that card, on the undercard.
Mm.
But, you know, we're going with the mentality to be like, hey, dude, fucking 915, like, what's up? Like, hey, James is going to go there and get that dub, you know? It ain't going to be like, we going there for just a paycheck or just like, oh, like, good time. Oh, they're paying for a hotel. Okay, they're paying for this. Like,
You
fuck
do
that.
see that. It's annoying.
Like, no,
yeah.
dude, this is a business trip. You get what I'm saying? It's not,
Yeah.
it's not a vacation.
You're here to perform.
Yeah.
Yes. You don't know how many times we've had to explain that to people. I was like, this is a business trip. And I'm like, but you guys look like you have so much fun. I'm like, we do have fun. We love what we do, but this is business. You know what I mean? And like, a lot of people don't take it that way. A lot of people will take it as like, oh, this is a quick, $500 or whatever, this and that, and da-da-da. And I'm
Cash
just-
grab.
Yeah, it's like they look at it like a cash grab, or they look at it like, it's just, I don't know. It's just the mentality's so off. It's just like, what are your intentions? You know what I mean? And I guess going back to that question you said earlier about like, oh, if some guy were to come to your gym, like, you know, there's plenty of people that we invite over or we go to their spot or whatever. And it's because I feel like they have a clear mindset of who they are and what they want to do and what they want to accomplish. And that's beautiful. You know what I mean? It's not superficial. It's not shallow. It's not an alternative motive. Like, there's just, you know exactly who they are, and you know that they're trying to get in work just like we're trying to get in work. Those are the people we want to be around. Those are the people that we want to elevate together and bring together. And like, iron sharpens iron. We don't need any drama. We don't need any high school BS. And like, We don't need any of that.
Yeah, and like having fun, like James said, like yeah, it's a business trip, but we do have fun.
Mm-hmm.
We have a fucking lot of fun.
Yeah,
we-
gambling.
You know, it's like
Blackjack.
every time we go on a trip, the commission's like, shit, you guys are having a great time. Like fuck, like yeah, why are you gonna mind fuck yourself before a fight, dude? Like laugh, enjoy it, live in the moment. Hey, bro, like hey, go look at the stands, walk in the cage. Hey, I'm gonna be fighting here today. You know, like living in the moment and being like, okay, don't get in your own head and fight yourself before you gotta fucking fight someone else. You know, like just fucking hang out.
You're always
Don't
gonna
be a weirdo.
You're always gonna
You
see
know?
that one guy warming up for like 4 hours.
4
before
hours.
his fight. Like the whole time, as soon as you get like the coaches, like they always bring like a coach and fighter meeting to be like, these are the rules. These are like blah blah blah. All right, now go to your corners and get ready. And then there'll be that one guy. He don't fight for like 2-3 hours or whatever, and the whole time warming up, psyching himself out. And it's just like, dude, just relax, bro. You're gonna fatigue. You're gonna spike your adrenaline. You know what I mean? Like
There's gonna be a big old adrenaline dump. you
It's
know?
a
Like,
huge
You've probably
adrenaline
gone
dump.
through that wave 4 times from sheer 4 hours just throwing fucking shadow boxing and thinking about this and this. Your adrenaline just going up, down, up, down, up, down, and it's like, dude, save that shit.
and you could see the stress on their face, and like it just that's what we're talking about with the mental. It's like, dude, you're kind of like breaking before the fight even happens. Just relax, just calm down. Like you already signed the paper, you signed the contract, you're already here. Like whatever happens now happens. Like you know, it's like shoot.
And the commission knows us for that shit. Like all the commissions. Like when we fuck with the commission, they know. Like, oh, you guys are fucking here? Shit, this is gonna be a party. Like, you guys are gonna fucking laugh. I'm gonna make the commissioners laugh. I'm gonna fucking talk shit with them. I'm literally gonna like that's my role when there's just a fucking jam music, hang out, let James sleep, you know, try and liven up the mood. So, and then I'll dip out, you know, like James is sleeping, I'll go dip out, check out a couple fights. You know, oh, that was a good fight, this and this. But, you know, when it's time to get the biscuit and it's time to put in that work, hey, we're gonna focus on this shit. And now it's like, okay, fucking 4 fights away from James' fight. James, get your hands wrapped. Hey,
Right.
let's get this shit. Start stretching. Start doing this. All right, let's get some mitt work.
Yeah, flip the
Now
switch.
we're
It's
flip
like
the
business
switch.
mode. You know what I mean? Like
Business
we're all
mode. I
hee-hee,
like
ha-ha,
that.
and then it's
Business
like business
mode.
mode. It's like kill mode. You know what I mean?
Or would you call it I was gonna say scary eyes.
Oh, the crazy eyes.
Killer eyes.
Oh, you call it killer
Yeah, I
eyes
call
now?
them killer
They're
eyes.
crazy
Yeah,
eyes.
crazy
bro.
eyes.
They'll show crazy eyes.
Yeah.
Don't let him put on his glasses, bro. Them bug eyes be
Yeah.
bulging out.
I have big old fucking bottle cap glasses I wear sometimes just to fuck with people.
Dude.
Cause I won't blink. I'll just
Yeah,
stare
they
at
just
them
stare
like
at you and lean in, and you're just like, yo, can I have personal space, please? Like,
that. I'm like over here. I'm like, yeah, what's going on, dude?
What's your name?
dude, I swear. This guy's a vet. He's a dog. He's very experienced, but you know what I mean? Like, it's time to hand it over. It's time for basically for 915 El Paso to shine. And so, of course, we hope everybody's going to be there in Albuquerque. It's going to be on a Sunday, the November 23rd. And it's going to be at the Isleta Casino?
Isleta Casino.
The Isleta Casino. So it's going to be lots of fun. And even if you can't make it, it's going to be on UFC Fight Pass. So if you guys don't have UFC Fight Pass, just go ahead and download the app for that day, free trial, and then, you know, cancel that free trial. But
Or keep it, you know.
yeah, okay, yeah, don't cancel it.
Yeah, because we're gonna be seeing more of you
Yeah,
once you get that
yeah, 'cause
belt.
he's gonna have to defend the belt on Fight Pass.
Right, or just get your other burner account going and for that free trial. No, it's fine.
I'm gonna end it with this. What's louder, pain or applause?
Pain definitely hurts. I was like, pain hurts. What you talking about? I was like, no, but you know what? The applause, because like, there's definitely been times where I've been injured, and like, I'm like, yeah, thank you guys so much, yada yada, and then like the adrenaline wears off, and then I'm like limping afterwards while we're celebrating at the casino, and they're like, you've been hurt this whole time, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, why didn't you say anything? And I'm like, cause we're at the casino, baby, like, you know what I mean? It's like, and I was like, I won, like, you know, so definitely like that feeling of winning will definitely numb a lot of the pain, and you really don't feel it till the night after.
I think that's the best drug, winning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, I definitely want to thank you guys again. We really appreciate all the sponsors, everything you guys do for us here at this podcast, and the support. We hope to see you guys, if you guys can make it, November 23rd at Albuquerque. Yes, APFC 21. I'll be the co-main event. You'll see Artie and myself there, and we're going to bring home that belt for El Paso for the 915.
Yeah, we'd like to thank our sponsors, you know, VP Marketing, Sun City Sit Rep, Warrior Allegiance, you know, Samuel Kane. He's an attorney out there in Las Cruces, you know, and Art is My Life, Tom Fuller's tattooery, that he designs all our shirts and helps us with that. So, you know, all our sponsors that have our back and that have had our back throughout all this, We really, really appreciate you guys, and thanks for everything you guys do. It means a lot. All right, guys. November 23rd, my dog's fighting APFC 21 out in Albuquerque, Isleta Resort and Casino. Come check it out. If you can't make it, it'll be on UFC Fight Pass. Download it. He'll be a co-main event. We'll get the biscuit, get that dub, bring it back to 915, and we'll be seeing you guys shortly with another bout on his waist, man. Thanks for everything. Appreciate you guys, and talk to you guys soon.